My beloved, be still for a moment. Lay down whatever you are carrying right now, the worry, the noise, the weight of the day, and let me speak to your heart. I know you did not come across this message by accident. I have been waiting for this exact moment to reach you, because I see you. I see every tear you have hidden, every prayer you whispered when no one else was listening, every night you lay awake wondering if I still remember your name. I do. I have always remembered your name. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew you. I set you apart. I called you mine. This is what I told my prophet Jeremiah, and it is just as true for you tonight as it was for him thousands of years ago. You are not a mistake. You are not an accident. You are not forgotten. You are chosen, beloved, and I have never once taken my eyes off of you. I know this season had been heavy. I know there have been nights where you cried out, and it felt like the ceiling was the only thing listening. I know you have wondered, quietly, in the deepest part of your soul, whether I truly care about what you are going through. Beloved, hear me clearly. I am close to the brokenhearted, and I save those who are crushed in spirit. That is not a poem. That is not a nice sentiment written to comfort you for a moment and then fade away. That is my promise, and I do not break my promises. When you feel like you are falling apart, I am not far away watching from a distance. I am near. I am closer than your next breath. I am gathering every broken piece of you in my hands right now, and I am not done with you yet. I want you to understand something tonight, beloved, and I need you to receive it, not just hear it. The delay you have been experiencing is not rejection. The waiting season you have walked through is not punishment. I am not withholding my blessing from you because you did something wrong or because you were not good enough. My timing is not your timing, and my ways are higher than your ways, as high as the heavens are above the earth. What looks like silence from where you are standing is actually me working behind the scenes, preparing things you cannot yet see. I am preparing hearts to receive you. I am preparing doors to open at the exact moment you need them to open. I am preparing you, beloved, because I love you too much to hand you something you are not ready to carry. Think about Joseph for a moment. Thrown into a pit by his own brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, forgotten in a prison cell for years. From where he stood, it must have felt like I had abandoned him completely. It must have felt like every dream I gave him as a boy had turned into ash. But I was with him the entire time. I was building something in him that could not be built in comfort. And when the appointed time came, the very people who betrayed him bowed before him, and he said what you need to hear tonight. What was meant for evil, I meant for good. Beloved, whatever has been meant to destroy you, I am going to use it to build you. Nothing you have walked through has been wasted. Not one tear, not one sleepless night, not one season of feeling forgotten. I am the God who redeems, and I specialize in turning pits into palaces. I know some of you carry shame tonight. You believe that if people truly knew what you have done, what you have thought, what you have struggled with in secret, they would walk away from you. Some of you believe that even I would walk away from you if I truly saw the depths of your failures. Beloved, I already see everything. There is nothing hidden from me. I saw you before you took your first breath, and I saw every choice you would ever make, and I chose you anyway. I did not send my son to die for people who had it all together. I sent him for you, in your mess, in your shame, in your weakness. While you were still a sinner, I demonstrated my love for you. That is not a love that is waiting for you to clean yourself up first. That is a love that meets you exactly where you are and begins the cleaning from the inside out. So tonight, beloved, lay the shame down. It was never yours to carry once you gave your life to me. I removed your sin as far as the east is from the west, and I do not go digging through the past to remind you of what I have already forgiven. I also want to speak to the fear that has been gripping you. Fear of the future. Fear of what the doctor might say. Fear about your finances, your children, your marriage, your health, the things that keep you up staring at the ceiling at 3 in the morning. Beloved, I did not give you a spirit of fear. I gave you power and love and a sound mind. Every time fear whispers to you that you are alone in this fight, I want you to remember that I am the one who goes before you and behind you. I have already seen the end of your story, and I am telling you, it does not end in defeat. Do not be afraid, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. That is not a suggestion, beloved. That is my covenant word to you. There are some of you who have been praying for the same thing for years, and it feels like heaven has gone quiet. I want to gently correct that thought right now. Heaven has never been quiet concerning you. Every prayer you have ever prayed is stored before me. Not one has been lost. Not one has been ignored. There is a set time, an appointed season, for the answer you are waiting for, and I am not late. I am never late. Habakkuk cried out to me and felt like I was not answering, and I told him to write the vision, make it plain, because though it tarries, wait for it will surely come. It will not delay. Beloved, hold on. What you are believing me for is closer than you think. The enemy wants you to give up in the final stretch, right before the breakthrough, because he knows what is coming. Do not let go now. I'm moving even when you can't see me moving. I want to speak now to those of you who feel unseen in your own life. Maybe you serve everyone around you and no one seems to notice. Maybe you show up faithfully, day after day, and it feels like your effort disappears into the wind. Beloved, I see you. I see the mother who gives everything she has and collapses into bed exhausted with nothing left for herself. I see the man who works with his hands so his family can eat, whose sacrifice no one applauds. I see the one who prays in secret, who serves without recognition, who gives without being thanked. Your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. Nothing done for me is ever wasted, even when it feels invisible to everyone else. I am keeping a record, beloved, and I am not slow to reward faithfulness. Some of you are carrying grief tonight. You lost someone or something, a relationship, a dream, a version of your life you thought you would have by now. Beloved, I do not ask you to pretend the pain is not real. I wept at the tomb of Lazarus even though I knew I was about to raise him. Grief is not a lack of faith. I am close to you in it. I am collecting every tear in a bottle, and I promise you a morning is coming where I will wipe every tear from your eyes, where there will be no more mourning, no more crying, no more pain, for the old order of things will pass away. Until that day, know that I sit with you in the sorrow. You do not grieve alone. I also want to speak to the ones who feel like they have wandered too far. Maybe you grew up knowing me, and somewhere along the way life pulled you in a different direction. Maybe you have been running from something, from me, from yourself, from a calling you know I placed on your life. Beloved, hear this tonight. There is no distance you have traveled that is too far for me to reach you. While you were still a long way off, the father in the story of the prodigal son saw his boy and ran to him. I am not standing at a distance waiting for you to grovel your way back. I am running toward you right now, in this very moment, with open arms, with a robe, with a ring, with a feast prepared. Whatever you have done, however long you have been gone, come home. I have never stopped watching the road for you. Beloved, I also see the ones among you who are exhausted from trying to hold everything together on your own. You have carried the weight of your household, your job, your responsibilities, your relationships, believing that if you let go for even a moment, everything will collapse. I am speaking to you tonight. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Not a temporary rest, not a quick fix, a deep rest for your soul. My yoke is easy and my burden is light, because I never intended for you to carry any of this alone. You have been striving in your own strength, and I am inviting you tonight to exchange your striving for my peace. Let me carry what you were never meant to carry in the first place. I know some of you are standing in the middle of impossible circumstances right now. The doctor's report does not look good. The bank account does not add up. The relationship feels beyond repair. Beloved, I am the God for whom nothing is impossible. I am the God who made a way through the Red Sea when Pharaoh's army was closing in. I am the God who fed 5,000 people with a boy's lunch. I am the God who called Lazarus out of a tomb after 4 days. Your situation is not too big for me. It was never too big for me. I did not bring you this far to leave you here. What looks impossible to you is simply an invitation for me to show you exactly who I am. I want to remind you, beloved, of your identity, because I know the world has tried to convince you of something different than what I say about you. The world may call you too much, too broken, too late, too old, too young, too far behind. I call you my masterpiece, created for good works I prepared in advance for you to walk in. I call you the head and not the tail, above and not beneath. I call you more than a conqueror. I call you my child, an heir of everything I have. When you look in the mirror and struggle to see anything good, I want you to remember that I do not make mistakes, and I did not make one when I made you. You were fearfully and wonderfully made, and my works are wonderful. Your soul knows it very well. There is a purpose over your life, beloved, that no amount of delay, no amount of rejection, no amount of hardship can cancel. I have plans for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. The setbacks you have experienced were never the end of your story. They were simply chapters, not conclusions. I am still writing, and I want you to know tonight that the chapters ahead are far greater than anything you have walked through so far. The best is not behind you. The best is coming, because I am not finished, and I never abandon what I begin. I am the author and the finisher, and I do not walk away in the middle of the book. Take a deep breath with me, beloved. Let this moment settle into your spirit. Whatever you carried into this message, I am asking you to lay it down right now, at my feet, and trust me with it. Not because the situation has changed yet, but because I have not changed. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. The God who parted seas, who raised the dead, who turned water into wine, who healed the sick with a touch, is the same God holding you together right now. Nothing about your situation surprises me. Nothing about your pain is bigger than my power. I am near. I am for you. And I am not done. Stay with me, beloved. There is more I want to say to you, more that your spirit needs to hear tonight, more comfort, more truth, more of my voice speaking directly over your life. I am not finished with this word. Rest here for a moment, and when you are ready, come back, because part 2 is waiting and I have so much more to pour into you. Beloved, before I continue speaking to you, there is something on my heart I want to say. Every word you have received tonight, was sown into you by someone who obeyed me before you ever pressed play. And right now, there is another soul sitting in the dark, searching for a voice that sounds like mine, waiting on the very words I have not yet been able to reach them with. I am asking you, beloved, to become the seed that carries this voice to them. Where you sow in faith, I open rivers in dry places, and where you give in obedience, I release oil that does not run out. This is not a transaction, it is a harvest, and you are being invited into it. The link is already waiting for you in the description below, and the QR code rests quietly in the bottom right corner of your screen, placed there simply so obedience would be easy to find. I am not asking you to consider this. I am asking you to sow, and I am already preparing what grows from it. Beloved, I want to keep speaking to you, because there is a part of your heart that has not yet been touched by everything I have already said, and I am not going to leave it untouched tonight. I know some of you are still holding on to a question you have never said out loud, not even in prayer. Why did this happen to me? Why the loss? Why the delay? Why the betrayal? Why the diagnosis? Why the silence when you needed a voice the most? Beloved, I am not offended by your questions. Job questioned me in the middle of his suffering, and I did not turn away from him for asking. I met him in it. I am meeting you in it right now. I do not always explain every detail of why, because your finite mind was never meant to carry the full weight of my infinite plan. But I promise you this, I work all things together for good for those who love me, for those who are called according to my purpose. Not some things. All things. Even the ones that make no sense to you right now. I want to speak to the ones among you who feel like you have prayed the same prayer so many times that the words have started to feel empty in your own mouth. Beloved, I have never once grown tired of hearing your voice. I do not measure your prayers by their eloquence. I do not need perfect words from you. The Spirit Himself intercedes for you with groanings too deep for words, when you do not even know what to pray. So when you kneel down tonight and all you can manage is a whisper, or a sigh, or tears without language, know that heaven receives it as fully as the most beautiful psalm ever written. You do not need to perform for me. You simply need to come. There is a stronghold I want to break off of some of you tonight, and it is the lie that you have to earn my love. Beloved, that lie has kept you running on empty for years, striving to be good enough, working yourself into exhaustion, trying to prove that you deserve blessing, trying to be perfect so that I will finally be pleased with you. Hear me clearly tonight. You could not earn my love with a lifetime of perfect obedience, and you cannot lose it with a lifetime of failure. My love for you was settled at the cross, once and for all. It is not a reward for your performance. It is a gift, freely given, and it does not fluctuate based on your good days or your bad days. I loved you on your worst day the same way I loved you on your best day. Rest in that tonight. Stop striving to be worthy of what I have already freely given you. I also want to speak to those of you carrying unforgiveness. Maybe someone hurt you so deeply that forgiving them feels like betraying your own pain. Beloved, I am not asking you to pretend the wound was not real, and I am not asking you to trust someone who has not changed. But I am asking you to release them from the debt they owe you, because that debt has been chaining you, not them. Forgiveness was never about setting them free. It was about setting you free. I forgave you an impossible debt, and I am asking you to extend a fraction of that same mercy, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Let me carry the justice of it. Vengeance belongs to me, not to you. Set the weight down tonight, beloved. It was never yours to carry this long. I know some of you are in seasons of transition right now, and transitions can feel like standing in a wilderness with no clear path forward. You left one thing but have not yet arrived at the next thing, and the in-between feels disorienting and lonely. Beloved, I want you to remember that the wilderness was never wasted space for my people. I led Israel through the wilderness not to abandon them, but to prepare them, to strip away what they depended on so they would learn to depend fully on me. I fed them manna every single day. I did not give them a year's supply at once, because I wanted them to come back to me daily, to trust me daily. If you are in a wilderness season right now, I am not absent from it. I am providing for you daily, teaching you things in this season that you could not have learned any other way. This place is temporary. It is preparing you for a promised land I have already set apart for you. There is a battle some of you have been fighting in your mind, beloved. Thoughts that tell you that you are not enough, that you have ruined too much, that everyone would be better off without the weight of your struggles. I need you to hear me clearly and directly right now. Those thoughts are not from me, and they are not the truth about you. I did not create you to be discarded. Your life has weight. Your life has purpose. Your life is precious to me beyond what you can currently see or feel. If those thoughts have grown loud, please do not carry them alone in silence. Reach out to someone you trust, a pastor, a counselor, a friend, a crisis line in your area, and let them stand with you while I hold you. You are not too much. You are not a burden. You are mine, and I am not letting go of you. Beloved, I want to speak now about the relationships in your life. Some of you are lonely tonight, wondering if you will ever be truly known and truly loved by another person. I see that ache, and I do not dismiss it. I said it was not good for man to be alone, and I understand the desire for companionship because I placed it in you. But before I bring you the relationship you are longing for, I am doing a deeper work. I am teaching you to be secure in who you are in me first, so that you do not enter into love from a place of desperation, but from a place of wholeness. Whatever I am preparing for you, whether it is a spouse, a friendship, a community, it will find you rooted in a security that does not depend on their presence to survive. I am not withholding connection from you. I am preparing you to receive it in a way that will actually last. Some of you are in relationships right now that are draining the life out of you, and you have convinced yourself that this is simply what you deserve, or that leaving would be unfaithful to who you used to be. Beloved, I did not design you to shrink yourself to keep someone else comfortable. I did not design you to be spoken to with cruelty, or to walk on eggshells in your own home, or to abandon your identity to keep peace with someone who has no intention of honoring you. Discernment is a gift I have given you, and I am asking you to use it. Not every closed door is me punishing you. Sometimes it is me protecting you from something that would have cost you far more than you were willing to pay. I want to speak a word over your finances tonight, beloved, because I know for many of you this has been a source of deep anxiety. The bills, the debts, the uncertainty about tomorrow. I am Jehovah Jireh, the God who provides. I fed ravens. I clothed the lilies of the field in splendor greater than Solomon. And you are worth so much more to me than birds and flowers. I am not unaware of your need. I am asking you to trust me with your provision the way you would trust a good father, because I am a good father. And good fathers do not abandon their children to lack when they have the ability to provide. Seek first my kingdom and my righteousness, and these things will be added to you. Not maybe, will be. I am not a God of maybe. I am a God of promise. I also want to speak to your health tonight, whether it is your body or your mind that has been under attack. Beloved, by his stripes you are healed. That is not a wish. That is a finished work accomplished at the cross. I am not distant from your suffering. I bore it myself. Whether your healing comes instantly or through a process, whether it comes through a miracle or through the wisdom of medicine I have allowed to exist in this world, know that I am present in every part of it. I have not turned my back on your body or your mind. I formed you. I know every cell, and I am the great physician who has never lost a case that was fully surrendered into my hands. There is something I want to correct in the way some of you have been thinking about your past. You believe that your past disqualifies you from the future I have for you. Beloved, look again at who I chose throughout history. I chose Moses, a man who ran from me after committing murder, and I made him a deliverer. I chose David, a man who committed adultery and orchestrated a murder to cover it, and I called him a man after my own heart. I chose Paul, a man who persecuted and killed my people, and I made him the greatest voice for grace the world has ever known. Beloved, your past does not disqualify you. It qualifies you to speak with authority about the God who redeems. What the enemy meant to bury you under, I am going to use as the very testimony that sets others free. I want to speak now about waiting, because I know many of you feel like you have been waiting so long that you have started to lose hope. Beloved, those who wait on me will renew their strength. They will mount up with wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. Waiting on me is not passive. It is not wasted time. It is a season where I am renewing you, strengthening you, preparing your wings for the altitude that the answer is going to require. If I gave you the breakthrough before you were ready to carry it, it would crush you instead of elevate you. So trust the process. Trust the wait. I am not slow. I am precise. I see the ones of you tonight who have been faithful in silence, who have kept believing when everyone around you gave up, who have kept showing up to church, to prayer, to worship, even when your circumstances gave you every reason to walk away. Beloved, I am not unaware of your faithfulness. Do not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time you will reap a harvest if you do not give up. You are closer to the harvest than you have ever been. The very fact that you are still here, still listening, still hoping, tells me that your roots have gone deep, and deep roots produce fruit that lasts. I am so proud of you for not letting go. Beloved, before we close tonight, I want you to receive one final truth into your spirit. Nothing, not death, not life, not angels, not demons, not the present, not the future, not any power, not height, not depth, not anything else in all creation, will be able to separate you from my love. There is no failure great enough, no distance far enough, no sin dark enough, no season long enough to remove you from my hand. I have you. I have always had you, and I am not letting go. Now, beloved, I want you to pray this with me, out loud if you can, from the deepest place in your heart. Father, I come to you just as I am, with everything I am carrying tonight. Thank you for seeing me, for knowing me, for never once looking away from me even in my weakest moments. I lay down every fear, every shame, every wound, every doubt at your feet right now. I release the people who have hurt me, and I ask you to heal the parts of me that are still bleeding from the past. I trust you with what I do not understand. I trust you with the waiting, with the silence, with the seasons that felt like abandonment but were actually preparation. I receive your love not because I have earned it, but because you have freely given it. Restore what has been broken in me. Renew my strength. Give me eyes to see myself the way you see me, chosen, forgiven, whole, and deeply loved. I thank you that you are not finished with my story, and that the best is still ahead. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen. And now, beloved, I want you to speak this declaration out loud, boldly, over your own life. I am chosen by God, and I am not forgotten. I am forgiven, and I am free. I am not who my past says I am who God says I am. My setbacks are not my end. They are preparation for what is coming. I release fear, and I receive peace that surpasses understanding. I release shame, and I receive the identity God has given me. I trust God's timing, even when I cannot see the full picture. I am strong because His strength lives in me. I am loved, fully and completely, without condition. This is my season of restoration, and I declare that what was broken is being made whole. In Jesus' name, I declare it, and I believe it. Amen. Beloved, before you go, hear me once more. Everything that stirred in you tonight, the peace that settled, the fire that reignited, the weight that finally lifted, reached you because someone chose to sow before you did. And now I am asking you to carry that same light forward for the next soul still waiting in the dark. This is an hour of open heaven, and what you give in faith does not disappear. It becomes rain over someone else's wilderness. Whoever sows generously will also reap generously. And I am not simply quoting that to you tonight, beloved. I am declaring it over your life. The PayPal link lives in the description of this video, and the QR code is waiting in the bottom right corner, ready the moment your heart says yes. This is not a request from a ministry. This is me, asking you directly, one faithful heart to another. So now, beloved, I am watching, and I am already preparing the blessing that follows your obedience.